Good evening, women in Rotary.
No, mo ti send the coordinator.
Go through
Mo ti go through ó ti wà okay. The only thing kan ni pé tó máa ní bóyá kí n gbé sí orí platform.
Please mute yourself, please.
My chair, good evening.
Good evening,
good evening,
everyone.
my good evening, ma. How are you today?
Good evening, Reverend Kukayi. Good evening, ma. Welcome. My chair, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. We are gearing to start now. We're gearing to start now. Please just mute yourself so that we don't listen into your conversation. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are supposed to be starting now. I'm just hoping that the DG comes in shortly. My chair, do you want to please call the DG? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's just give the DG a few minutes. He said he will be joining us briefly.
No, please, our women.
I'll keep muting
Can you
everyone.
mute yourself? We don't want to listen to your conversations, please. Mute yourself. If you have anything to say about this webinar, when it is time for you to speak, you can unmute yourself, please.
My chair, can I suggest that the host should mute everybody?
I will mute everyone.
The last time she muted all of us. We could not ask questions again. She muted all of us, and there was no one to ask questions. That was why I told her that she should please unmute everybody. We are all adults, ma'am, so we should know what is right to do. It's not a platform to come and be discussing personal things.
All right.
I'm going to mute everyone. Don't worry. Me, I'll manage the meeting effectively to the best of my ability. The DG is here, so we need to kick the ball rolling. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mercy George Igbafe. Please, I'll mute you, then I'll make the DG a host. Let me unmute our chair. Our chair, please, you can unmute yourself. I've unmuted you. DG is a co-host. The facilitator is a co-host, so you can unmute yourself. The reason for this, I think we're going to, okay, it's already been live streamed. So fantastic. Thank you so much for being here today. I promise you this is going to be one of those sessions that is really, really an hallmark, especially in our finances, so long as we're ready to take action. And the meeting, let me just quickly run through the agenda as I speak. We're starting now, and I'm just going to give an opening charge. We'll start with the Rotary Grace. Please, where you are, I would ask everyone else, the facilitator, to unmute, and the chair. We'll take the Rotary Grace very quickly. Oh Lord, and giver all good.
Sorry. I have to call to order before the Rotary Grace. Thank you.
Okay, my apologies, my chair. Sorry. My DG. Okay, so my welcome moderation, please. I'm welcoming you. Let me introduce the district governor. Let me just quickly run through our district governor's bio and tell you who he is before he calls the meeting to order. Then we have the Rotary Grace. For you to meet our district governor, let me tell you, Prince Olubowale Akinyele is our district governor for 2025 and 2026, and is a member of Rotary Club of Maryland. His journey as a Rotarian started and spanned over 30 years. His sojourn began in the early 1990s. as a member of a Rotary Club of Ikosi, where he served as president from 1996 to 1997, and was also an active member of the Rotary Club of the University of Ilorin in his university days. Prince Henry's passion for growth, development, and Rotary has led him to play a pivotal role as the founding member of the Rotary Club of Maryland in Ikeja. And this was in 2001. He is the first generation of the Rotary Club in the Den District 9110, with other 20 Rotaractors. Prince Henry's passion for growth of his club is indescribable. And you can tell as a district governor, he remains one of the only members who consistently serve as a board member for 10 consecutive years. He was the past president. He was the president of the club in 2006 to 2007. DG's debut at the district dates back in 2009 to 2010, when he served as a secretary to the New Generation Committee and organized a well-attended youth summit. He has since served as a member, chairman, subcommittee, vice chair, chairman, and resource person to several district committees. Few of the positions are, let me just name a few: chairman for the Ethics Committee, 2010 to 2011. Was the chair West Africa Project Fair and Project Fair Committee in 2012 to 2013. Assistant governor from 2013 to 2014. And in 2016 to 2018, it was chair presidential citation for 2014 to 2015. He became the chair Rotary Foundation Dinner and Dance in 2017 to 2018. It was the membership lead coordinator, Pioneer, 2017 to 2020. Please, if you're really blown away by the resume of our district governor, just let's be applauding him in the comments with some emoji and emoticons. I'll proceed again to tell you that his presidential citation 2014 to 2015, chair Rotary Foundation Dinner and Dance 2017-2018, membership lead coordinator Pioneer 2017 to 2020, and chair $1 million challenge 2019 to 2020, the vice chair conference committee for 2019 to 2020, member of polio concert committee in 2019 to 2020. Thank you for the claps. Just let's keep them coming, because this is a massive portfolio. And member portfolio concert committee 2019 to 2020, the zonal coordinator 2020 to 2021, chairman district governor installation 2021 and 2022, chairman Rotary Youth Leadership Academy, that's RILA 2022 to 2023, district governor nominee and nominee designate 2022-2023, and now the district governor nominee 2023 to 2024. And finally, we must add that our current district governor, and by the way, in case you do not know, is a graduate and faculty member of Rotary Leadership Institute and the national editor of Rotary Leadership Institute Nigeria. He has facilitated many training and learning sessions across Nigeria. Now, let me tell you, Prince Henry has attended over 10 Rotary International Convention and undergone governor nominee and governor-elect learning session in Zambia, Mauritius, and as well as International Assembly in Orlando, Florida. Prince Henry, please, let's mute ourselves. Please, let's mute ourselves. Prince Henry is a recipient of the prestigious, let me say that again, prestigious Excellence Award of Nigeria National Polio Plus Committee for his outstanding contribution, and was recently honored with the Regional Service Award for Polio-Free World for 2024 to 2025 in recognition of his non-financial contribution to polio eradication. Now, we must recognize professionally, thank you for the clap. This is amazing portfolio. And that speaks to why he's our current district governor. Professionally, Prince Henry is a successful businessman with interest in printing services, logistics, hospitality. He is managing director, chief executive of Chebichu Venture Limited, a renowned printing outfit, Precise Promotion Limited, a corporate branding and event management firm, and Dino 4 Lounge and Hotel. He is a graduate of statistics. Wow, my DG, I doff my heart. From the University of Ilorin and an alumnus of Faith Foundation School of Entrepreneurship. Wow, wow, woo. He is also a fellow of the Institute of Professional Entrepreneur and Statistics Administration of Nigeria, a member of the Chartered Institute of Professional Printers. Now, Prince Henry is a direct priest of Ifori, a community in Ondo Kingdom. He is married. I've seen your beautiful wife to Nini or Nini. I beg your pardon. My tongue is tying down. Married to a beautiful wife. I met your wife and I interviewed her. I had the privilege. A specialist in special education needs, the proprietress of Wawawoo, my DG. I didn't know she is proprietress of Bumblebee School. If you have not heard of the school, you have something else coming up in Arepo, Ogun State. She's also a Rotarian Foundation major donor. They are blessed with two beautiful children. Both are Paul Harris Fellow. If that is enough for us to applaud our DG, I think is enough to doff our hearts. Can I see the emoticon? Emoticon, can I see that? As I do a drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. My DG, you have the virtual floor. Thank you, and take us away. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Richard Mercy, for that presentation. And I thank you very much. My wife's name, once again, is Nihilolawa. This is where my words belong in direct English interpretation. But I thank you, and you are pardoned for that. On that note, my fellow Rotarians, beautiful women of Rotary District 9111, it is my pleasure to call this webinar to order. Let's please jointly take the Rotary grace after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh Lord, give us, we praise thee for our daily food. May Rotary friends and Rotary with support to serve beyond this. Yes, thank you very much once again. Thank you, the MC, the anchor of this program. I hope you can hear me clearly.
We can hear you and see you clearly, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So I want to specially recognize the chairperson of Women in Rotary, District 9111, Rotary, and I want to say a very big thank you for organizing this event. And of course, to all the executives and members of the Women in Rotary of our district, I say good evening from here as well. I am presently in Brussels. I just have to rush out from the sessions I'm in to just quickly call this event to order on the special request of your chairperson, who insisted that I must be part of this. I thank you very much. I must also specially recognize our special speaker, the guest speaker for this event, Rotarian Olusha Yarowolo, the president-elect of Rotary Club of Maryland, District 9111. I want to thank you very much for accepting to speak to us on a very important topics that will affect our personal life. I want to thank you very much, Women in Rotary. I know We must commend your passions, your dedications, your commitment, to Rotary works. It is quite incredible. And I kept on saying, if any Rotary governor, district governor wants to succeed, you must have the support of women, because we have seen over times that whatever you lay your hands on are always very prosperous. So I want to especially thank you for all what you are doing for our districts and of course Rotary at large. Thank you very much for organizing this program, these particular topics that I believe that at the end of the session, it will impact our personal lives and we'll be able to put them into play, which I believe will transcend to us also impacting Rotary. So I want to thank you very much for organizing. I want everybody to be very attentive. Please take your pen, take your paper, so that you can put something down. I am highly very confident of the speaker. I have seen him speak on these topics, on several topics that and I see how emotional, how knowledgeable he is when it comes to issues like this. And I believe that you're going to take one thing or the other away from this. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you. You have the support of the PD at all times. I want to thank you for your programs, and I look forward to many other programs you organize before the Rotary year runs to an end. Permit me, before I leave, like I said, I have to step in back into the hall. But just before that, I look forward to seeing you as a group on Friday, this coming Friday, which is going to be my first social night, social outing with you. The evening with the district governor reloaded. You're going to have a very good music from the popular faith band, and I expect that you're going to come with snacks, drinks, and to make where you're going to be arranged for women very nice and entertaining. So I look forward. Please kindly mobilize all women. I look forward to seeing you on Friday, hopefully. I thank you very much. I bring you good tidings from your rep that are here in Brussels. We have quite a number of your women here, and the district governor elect, and of course, some other Rotarians that are also here. Please enjoy this evening. I wish you the very best. Thank you very much for having me. God bless you.
Please, let's give a thunderous. If you can clap where you are or drop some emoticon. Yes, I love the claps. Let them come. Let them come. Let them come. That is from our district governor. He is committed to seeing transformation, inclusion, and making sure that we are positively transformed by always creating atmosphere where we can have conversation, because we need to keep talking to be able to effect change. Thank you so much, DG. We do not take that for granted, and we recognize your commitment towards this. Permit me to introduce our very own chairperson, the most beautiful, soft-spoken, intelligent, smart, erudite, elegant. I'm sure you can say mommy. She says everybody calls her mommy, so I've joined the wagon to call her mommy. So please permit me to bring to the fore past president, our very own chair person, Mrs. Omolara Akinsonya. You have the floor before I bring on the guest.
Thank you very much, Rotarian. Yes, I'm here. Good afternoon, House. Thank you very much, Rotarian Mercy. I want to say a very good evening to our DG, DG Henry Akinyele, Prince Henry Akinyele. Thank you so very much for this opportunity given to us. And I want to especially say a very big thank you to you for your support so far. You really wanted the best out of the women for this year. And you kept on advising us on how to better our lot, not just for the women, but for the entire district 9111 Rotarians. This is a very, very vast topic, which you brought forth that we should discuss about how to manage our finances. And it was from you that introduced us to our erudite speaker, guest speaker for today, Rotarian Sheye. Thank you so very much, sir. On behalf of the women in Rotary District 9111, I want to say a very big thank you. And for us all, I would like us to please keep on telling our friends to join this webinar. It's going to be a bomber. Please, let's join and listen to how to manage our finances. There are a lot of things that are wrong with women these days. But when we hear from our guest speaker today, we know how to reroute ourselves about our finances. Once again, I want to say thank you to the district leaders, for those who have found time to be on this program. Thank you for coming. So I hand over to Rotary and Mercy to continue with the program. Thank you very much, sir. And do enjoy your stay in Brussels. And while you are coming back, you must bring chocolate for the women in Rotary. Thank you very much.
I'm one of the women, my DG. Okay, thank you so much. Please, let's clap. Let's give it up to our chair. Let's give it up to our chair. Let's give it up to our chair. We are those women that actually lift other women up. So let's encourage our chair with some emoticons, some emojis, some clap. Because let me tell you, the hardest people to moderate or to coordinate are human beings. But the worst of it is to work with women. But you see, the women in Rotary, you are not those women. You are here to make a difference. You are here to make a change. And I do celebrate you from my heart. Congratulations to everyone. Yes, we love you, Ma. We love you, our chair. We love you. Let's keep inviting our friends to come. Now, permit me to introduce to you someone I've met before. You know, I told him a while ago, I said, I've met you before. I didn't quite connect the dots until just when I saw his bio recently and realized that, yay, he worked with Deloitte. And I met him at a conference as an agilist because I'm an agile coach and a digital transformation person. Permit me to introduce to you someone that has come to my club to train and left us all mesmerized with his presence and his depth of knowledge. His name is none other than Rotarian Oluseye Arowolo. I just pray. I'm sorry. I'm a Kwai-Bom girl.
No, thank you.
Okay.
You pronounced it well. It's okay.
Thank you so much. Oluseye Arowolo is a distinguished legal and chartered tax practitioner with over 2 decades of experience spanning tax, regulatory compliance, business advisory services. He is an alumnus of Government College Ibadan from 1985. I want you to remember that time because it's not a joke. And 1995, he has consistently demonstrated excellence and leadership in law, tax, and professional services. Oluseye obtained his LLB from Obafemi Awolowo University in 1997. Please, let's give it up for him. Some emojis in the group, yeah? Graduating as the best. Did you hear that? The best in his class, and was called to Nigerian bar in 1999. He began his legal career at Mesa Idowu, Shofola and Co. before joining Arthur Anderson. How many of us can remember that name, Arthur Anderson? How many of us? I remember working in EcoBank. The name rings a bell. Now, moving from Arthur Anderson in 2000, he subsequently moved to KPMG professionally service in 2002. And in 2003, he was awarded the PTDF scholarship to pursue advanced studies at the University of Dundee, Scotland, where he graduated with a master's in energy law policy distinction. He later earned a master's in diplomacy and strategic studies from the University of Lagos 2020. His Deloitte career, where I got to know him because he presented at an Agile conference in 2019 or 2020. Oluseye was admitted into Deloitte partnership in 2012 and has since held numerous leadership positions, including Chief Compliance Officer. Did you hear that? Not just for local, it's for West Africa from 2016 to 2022. He became the global government and policy public service leader for Deloitte West Africa, not Nigeria, by the way. Now grew up. Thank you for the claps. That's the way you clap. It will come to you. The way you clap for somebody else is how they will clap for you. So please, let's celebrate him, yeah? He deserves it. The Regional Risk Officer for Deloitte West Africa. To date, Chief Liaison with Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council and NASA Trade Working Group. Let's move further. He has also represented Deloitte on boards such as Junior Achievement Nigeria. I'm sure you have heard of that. And facilitated the Faith Foundation and served on the National Tax Implementation Committee from 2017 to 2022. Wow, wow, woo. Then professional fellowship that he has obtained in the course of his career. He is a member of the Chartered Institute of Tax of Nigeria, Center for International Legal Studies, Austria, Institute of Agricultural Management of Nigeria, a Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance. He has also, as an associate of the Institute of Chartered Secretaries and Administrator, the Institute of Directors, and the Business Recovery and Insolvency Professional, alongside membership in the Nigerian Bar Association. Do you want more? Do you want more? Let me move forward. He's a thought leader. He's a professional. He's a prolific writer. Oluseyi has authored and co-authored over 35 professional articles published in international journals. Thank you for representing us, not just on the local scene. Thank you for saying that. Massive. Please, can you rename yourself before I call you Xiaomi mobile phone? Please, that is beautiful, but I need to see who that said that is. Okay. Authored over several articles and is a Deloitte Inside Tax column for 3 years. I mean, what more can I say? This man is someone you want to listen to. Are you struggling with your finances? Many of us women, we do struggle with this. And this is a reality that is plaguing us. You are at the right meeting. Do you want to help another woman? As I bring to the virtual lantern, I bring him to the virtual lantern so that he can present to us, creating and capturing financial value, why it matters, and how to get there. I want to get there. I'm sure you want to get there. Can I hear you type in the comments? Yeah, I want to get there. I want to get there. I want to transform my finances. Without further ado, Mr. Oluseyi, Rotarian, Oluseyi Arowolo. You have the virtual.
So much.
It's only Fatima that is here, Abby.
Thank you so much for having me. I want to thank my DG for taking particular note of areas of my passion. Yes, when it comes to financial matters, I'm always very passionate because I've learned certain things in the course of my growing up and the course of my career, as it were. And I want to thank the leadership of women in Rotary D911 for the energy that you displayed in following up with me when my DG recommended me to anchor this session. He had certain objectives in mind, and I hope that the talking points I've put together would attempt to address those points. Now, the session objective is not to be prescriptive. So I've decided that, let me just move just hold on to. So I've woven my talking points around 5 key headers. The kickoff points, what I call the drivers of value, the pillars of capturing financial value, what are the available options? And in dealing with what are the available options, I'm going to walk you through my experience. And that is why I said to the DG that I have not come here to be prescriptive with this presentation. I need you to recognize that this conversation is gender neutral, because somebody might be saying that the guy is not a female. Why is he anchoring a session with women in Rotary? But when you know that financial matters have existential implications, it does not matter whether you are a man or you are a woman. You hold yourself a duty of care to be able to take care of yourself, and your financial life, like every other aspect of your life, is your business. Now I notice that over time, there are certain patterns, there are certain realities, there are certain questions about life and financial dimensions of it that we do ignore. So I will tell you how my own journey started into this, because what I've put together in these talking points are the things that I've learned in the last 16 years. Though I will just pick them because I may not be able to delve into them given the time limited for me to have this conversation. So that people say something, there's something about birthdays. My journey into how to capture financial value started on Friday, October 2nd, 2009, when a particular question dropped into my spirit. I'm a Libran. I was born in October. And in that year, I was 35. And the question was, if I am going to 70, assuming I'm going to die at the age of 70, I am at 35, which is like half year, which is like when you are looking at a game of football, there is first half, there is second half. And the question was, what is my score line at 35? There are quite a number of us here that this question will resonate with. Now, if you are at 35 first half and you have nothing to show for it, definitely if you are in a game of football and at first half you're already down by 5-0, you will go into the dressing room, you will want to re-strategize. You will ask yourself, what are the things you want to do differently in the second half? Do you want to keep the scoreline at 5-0? Or do you want to make sure that you can equalize? Do you even have the capacity, the resources to equalize and end the game in a draw? Or you just want to do damage control and you just want to go away with your 5-0? So those were the questions that led to me trying to reflect on what do I need to do differently. Because as at 35, I looked at my assets, I look at my liabilities. I am not impressed with the net position. I wasn't. And that was what led me to begin to do some level of digging. What do I need to do differently? How can I leverage other people's wisdom around this issue? And that was what led me to a concept that I was oblivious of. I never knew about it. And they call it the 40-year window of work. Now, in unpacking the 40-year window of work, I realized that it is expected that if you start work at age 25, the first 15 years takes you to 40. You should have attained financial stability. That was the expectation from the 40-year window of work, because by 65, they are thinking that you should have been retired. So I got to realize that when I was 35, which means that I have worked for 10 years. And I asked myself, where am I at that point? That was the first trigger. That, what do I need to do? Because it is expected that by age 40, I should attain financial stability. And I was far away from financial stability due to different kinds of issues. Now, to complicate my situation, the external environment in which I was operating, because the issue of VUCA, which is, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment, did not start today. It has been off and on since the year 2009. Don't forget that there was a market crash in 2008. So all of these things began to trigger or form the basis of where people are saying that the environment, and each of us, our external economic system or ecosystem is subject to VUCA continuously. In 2020, around 2019, we held an event in the office that we spent about 7 million to deliver. When we wanted to reenact the same thing in 2024, it was going to cost us 40 million. So you can imagine what has happened between the year 2020 and the year 2024. So those were some of the things that, underpinned my journey. But I need to make this point, which is that you will never, financial value is about cash flow. And because I said that we will not be prescriptive, it is to recognize to you that so many of us are on different spectrum of the journey already. And like, there are those of us who have not started at all. There are those of us who are advanced, and there are those of us who are midway. So I want to be able to make sure that some of the points I'm making will speak to those probably who have not started the journey, or those who are midway, and those who are already in an advanced issue. Now, why is time important? As at this year, I am 51. And it suddenly occurred to me that if I assume a 100-year life cycle, it means that I am also at halfway. Now, what does that mean? In a 100-year life cycle, you have 1,200 months. So as we speak this evening, sirs, Mas, I have spent over 600 months. I am left with less than 600 months. And this is very crucial, because whatever you need to do as a consequence of today's discussion must be achieved within a reasonable time. So the question will be, for women in Rotary, what is even our average age? Because that is also important in this particular conversation. Now, for those who are doing business, it is also important. How much time do you have left to reposition that business and to take it to a point whereby without you doing anything, you will be able to begin to earn maintenance income. You can just relax, and you know that based on a defined cash flow calendar. And what do I mean by cash flow calendar? I will talk to it, but let me quickly get to that point. So right now, in any year, I know when I have injection of lump sum return from my different investments, in which case I want it to be every month. But right now, I have it on a quarterly basis, in which case certain things must come at the end of quarter one, which is January to March. I have expectation. At the end of quarter two, I have expectation. At the end of quarter three, I have expectation. At the end of quarter four, which is December, I also have expectation. So I don't know whether any of us have such, cash flow calendar. So how are you, or have grown, or will grow with the remaining time? There are questions that are very pertinent. So if you are an entrepreneur, what future do you envisage for your business? Because nobody starts from zero. There's always a source of income that is like the base point, that is like the starting point. So what is the business model that you are running to generate the kind of income that you want or that you desire? How resilient is that business model? You know, I talked about the operating environment for individuals and for business. It is subject to volatility. It is subject to certain uncertainties. It is often complex and at times ambiguous. You don't have a quick answer or the appropriate answer for some of the issues that the external environment is going to throw up. Then the question again is, how elastic or inelastic are the forces of demand and supply within that particular business model? There are people that are running businesses that the supply or demand is inelastic. What do I mean? Are you in control of demand? Can you say tomorrow, this is how much you are going to sell? Can you say tomorrow that this is that it is not possible, it is not conceivable for you not to sell, and it is not conceivable for you not to supply, or for them not to buy your product or service? That is what I mean by elasticity or inelasticity of your business model that you are running. Let's move quickly. So I want to conclude on my preliminary comments that set the tone for what we need by saying that one of the questions in the course of my 15, 16-year journey was that how can people that do not have our training, that do not have our experience, that do not have our exposure or locational advantages be doing better than us when it comes to creating and capturing financial value around the issue of shelter, provisioning, clothing, mobility, and dignity. So I say that the only thing that will matter in the end from a financial point of view is whether you can take care of yourself. How are you going to take care of yourself? The first question relates to capacity. And today, one of the two things that I put before providence is that my primary capacity to take care of myself must not diminish. Whether I have a wife or I don't, whether I have children or I don't, I owe it to myself to be able to take care of myself across all seasons of life. So it's very important whether you can take care of yourself. And how do you do that? How are you going to take care of yourself? That speaks to quality. What will be the quality of your lifestyle? For how long? And that is about continuity and sustainability. And it's on that basis that I say to you that financial value is about cash flow. And you must recognize that cash flow is everything. I entered the year 2025 in January. As I was stepping out of my bathroom, the question dropped into my spirit that what is happening, Olusheye, to your income? And that took me on another tangent of how do we increase? How do we multiply? How do we diversify? So how do you keep generating cash flow into your coffers to be able to live the kind of lifestyle that you want or be proud of? And that takes me to what are the drivers of creating and capturing financial value. And look, the first one is your self-awareness that the only difference between a rich person and the poor person is personal responsibility. What level of accountability do you want to commit to your resources? An awareness that nobody is going to do it for you. Wealth must be built. It must be created. In fact, the only future that anybody can predict is the one you create. You must make money, you must manage money, and you must multiply money. An awareness that nobody is coming for you. Is like we say in these days, you're on your own. You need to realize that you are the one that will create that life raft, for yourself. It is not how much money you make, but how much money you keep and how hard it works for you. That is classic Roberto Kiyosaki. He said, if you want a solid future or present, you need to create it. You can take charge of your future only when you take control of your income source. And what you create today, it's about today. It's about the decisions you take today. Everything is about today that derives what exactly is going to happen tomorrow. Then the level of knowledge. I have invested so much time into studying the patterns of the rich. And I will tell you something. And I've distilled certain points that have worked for me because it's also showing in my behavior. So once you have this awareness that it is all about you, you need to improve in your financial literacy, in knowledge, in listening to, there are so many things online. There are so many materials that you can, but it's all about distilling what is going to work for you. When I get to options, you will understand that better. Pillars of capturing financial value. So when I was digging into this question of what is happening to my income, a lot of people don't realize it, especially for those who are in formal employment. Do you know the meaning of expenditure and the income? For your expenditure, it keeps expanding. If you don't put any control, you continue to have it. But there is also a very important thing to do, which is aligning your cycle of income to your cycle of expenditure, if possible. Now, don't forget that you collect, let's assume at the end of the month, you collect your salary, you disburse. When you disburse, For such people, it takes them another cycle of 30 days for them to be restored in plenty, for them to be restored back into a position whereby their income is showing green. So it's very important how you match your income cycle to your expenditure cycle. Then what are your spending habits? Because self-audit is one of the first pillars of capturing value. What do you need to defer? Because you may not be able to accommodate. In fact, I said to people that when you know what you earn in a month, it already imposes a ceiling. It means that when you put together your expense profile for the month and it already exceeds the ceiling of income, there are two things that will happen. It's either that you are going to borrow, or maybe you go to somebody to come and subsidize that excess because you have already exceeded your income. So how and where is your greed? Because again, our spending habits matter. And to create and capture value, we need to look at that. Is it in accessories? Is it, I'm not saying these things are bad, but again, you need to know where your greed is. Accessories, shoes, handbags, gold, and all of those things. All things may be lawful, but your circumstances or context may not permit you to give effect to everything in a particular month. So that is also one thing that is very important as a pillar to capturing value. The next thing, I've already dealt with this. Let me just So one thing I want to quickly point out here is that when it comes to income generating ideas, we don't need to spend too much time looking at expenses. Expenses, they come either from you, from third parties, from siblings, from dependents, from any source they come. But when it comes to improving, increasing, multiplying, diversifying income, it takes a lot of energy than you need to dissipate when it comes to spending. And that is why this is an area that we need to focus on, and we ask ourselves, how do we get there in terms of, so we get overwhelmed when there is a misalignment or some form of asymmetry between the two cycles, cycle of income, cycle of expenditure. Please, this is where you need to spend more time looking at your situation, looking at your circumstances to say, how do I increase, multiply, or diversify my income? If you look at one of the slides that I showed under my preliminary comments, it said that based on available evidence, 45%, 65%, 55% of rich and wealthy people have more than a single source of income. It also shows that based on available evidence, that every 2 days, a billionaire is created. Now, how can we be in an environment where a billionaire is created every 2 days and we are not amongst them? It's a food for thought. But by the time you have that kind of awareness, you begin to say, what exactly are they doing that is transporting them into billions and generating new billionaires every 2 days? It's very important question to ponder on. Now, the second point is, where are you doing stupid things? And what are some of these? That is, when you refuse to take charge of your expenditure, when you indulge and feed procrastination. And let me expand on that. For some of us this year, there are some income generating ideas that have come, and we have done nothing from January to September. We have done nothing about them. We are just thinking, oh, if I could just do this, if I could just do this. And the whole of 2025 has gone. And we have done nothing to even test whether those ideas are really productive. And those of you who are in that situation, you know yourself. So what is leading to that procrastination? Why did you not act? That is, now the other point is thinking you don't need to save to form capital for investment. Yes, you may say that you don't need to save. But how else are you forming capital for investment purposes? Those are points that we need to really deep dive into as quickly as we move. So I'm saying that we must embrace the pressure to expenses, to manage, to put expenses at sane, reasonable, and manageable levels. And God will not do it for you. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not do it for us. God will not help us to think. We are the one that will sit there and say that, look, this kind of expenses are stupid. We don't need to get into them. We need to prioritize ourselves. And that is very critical. The second pillar to creating and capturing value is to pay yourself first. By the time I put all the books, the YouTube recordings, all of them that I've read over the last 16 years, one thing stands out. You've got to sow to yourself first. If you will not win a lottery or land a windfall inheritance, this is the only pillar that puts you in control of your financial future and value. We need to create it systematically and through a calculated and structured. I love it that I'm in control of my financial value creation. It's no, once you recognize that life is all about the law of sowing and reaping, it helps. And that is the golden rule. Whatever is your income level, you must set aside a portion to counter the narrative of expenses. When I started my career, Chachangi Airlines was the flagship of Nigerian aviation. They always depart on time, never late. They have left me severally when I didn't board on time. But by the time the proprietors or the promoters of that business began to spend their turnover, it's evident that that business was going to crash. It's evident it was going to crash. And we have entrepreneurs amongst us that do not even put themselves on a salary. As money comes into the account, they just spend without trying to segregate into what is, I mean, for those who do management accounting, they know that on a monthly basis, you are able to determine what is your income, profit, and expenses for that particular month and know what they can spend and what they cannot spend. So pay yourself first is a golden rule to making sure that you can form capital for purposes of investment. Now, I say you are not the Messiah. And it is to connect with the point that, look, you always see yourself being overwhelmed by all kinds of demand. One of my leaders will say to you that they might not like you emotionally, but they like you financially. And that is why you receive calls around the 25th. From the 25th, people begin to call you. And if you don't put a safeguard, if you don't put a boundary around some of these requests, they erode into what you can do, to secure financial value creation for yourself. So, in the course of the investigation into how do you create, diversify, increase, or multiply your income, a question came to me that what type of income are we supposed to even earn? And how do we get to earn them? So every one of us, because in Rotary, classification is important. Definitely, we are not starting from zero. We have something that we are doing. And that is our primary source of income. Whether you are running a business or you are working for somebody, look, you have a primary source of income. Now, it is expected that as an individual, minimum, you should earn certain kinds of income. Interest income, profit income, dividend income, rental income, royalty income, and capital gains. So the question is, to what extent have you used your primary source of income, which is the end income, to create assets that are going to make you earn interest income, profit income? Profit income is when you have a side business for those who are in employment, but have a side business that they do, or profit income for those who are originally entrepreneurs. Then dividend income, when you make passive investment savings, rental income when you have a real estate asset from which you can collect rent, and royalty. Maybe there's a license or a particular technology you have, patented or copyrighted, as the case may be. Then for capital gains, are there certain equipment or things that you have disposed of? So those are the kinds of income that are expected, and to relate this to what we are saying. So no matter how obvious it seems, Rotarians, we must grow revenue, we must grow profit, we must grow income faster, bigger, and higher than expenses. And when we say diversify or multiply, it is not as complex as you may initially think. And when we break it down in this way, we will understand it better. So if you're already earning them, at what level? So you have your earned income, which is either coming from your business or from your place of employment. Are you now earning interest income? Do you have profit income on top of that? Do you have dividend income that comes to you? Do you have rental income? Do you have royalty income? Because whatever level you are, there is another higher level we must all aim at. So what are the options? So I said, look, in my case, I have used both sophisticated and not sophisticated options as follows, because of the need to balance illiquid and liquid cash flow generating assets. And I've done that based on what aligns with my primary income profile, temperament, and risk appetite. Now, this is the point. All the options can work, but not all the options will work for you. So in my case, I started with a review of my expenses. I sat down. I remember that I've worked now for about 23.5 years. If you follow the issue of the 40-year window of work, my first 10 years, my income of the first 10 years went aimlessly. Let me just use it. I was just giving, whatever is in my pocket, I can give it out and all of those things. That was what I was doing, without taking personal responsibility and personal accountability for my future. So one particular day, I sat down and looked at the total credits in my bank statement and the total debits in my bank statement. And I was shocked at the amount of money that has passed through my account. Now, that was a rude shock. When I saw the figure, I now sat down to do a separation into frivolous consumption, something that will never come back with a return. Those that are necessary consumption, because maintaining yourself, maintaining your family, supporting your children in school, taking care of your wife, being romantic, and all of those things can be grouped. I mean, maintaining those who are, for us who have parents, maintaining your parents, those things can be grouped as necessary consumption. I now try to see how much of my income for the last 23.5 years have gone into creating income for the future. I've gone into improving my financial status, as it were. And I realized that for some particular people, the pillar of necessary consumption is higher than capital investment. The pillar of frivolous consumption is higher than capital investment. Then that kind of result is not a good result at all. Now, subjecting my further action to what I said about what are the categories of income that I'm earning. And I realized that, in a sense, I'm actually not doing badly, because I could see that I earned rental income. I could see that I earned dividend income. I could see that, I earned yes, those three legs of income. I say, oh, this is good. And what is the value? What is the volume of it? And I could also see that it's becoming very impressive. So I have indicated on the screen that for whatever you've set aside, you need to have a utilization plan. So on a very structured, calculated basis, on an annual basis, I make projections as to how much I'm expecting from the different application of the funds that I've set aside for myself. Of course, I've made use of the money market, and I know there are people here who are even veterans in that particular area. I've done insurance. When I speak about insurance, people think I work in an insurance company. I've been doing that since 2005, using it to create and capture value for myself. I'm a member of a cooperative. That's why I said I use both sophisticated and non-sophisticated options for myself. I also do real estate. I also have some few things where I collect some stuff for myself, which I further use, and deploy into some other instruments, as the case may be. I also, let me see. So, I mean, these are combinations of things that are aligned. Of course, I have foreign currency savings somewhere, that because I also believe that it's important that, because you don't know, you are in an environment that is volatile, that is uncertain, that is complex and ambiguous. Don't have everything within that kind of your location. You can also have something that is outside in case you need to exit the country. You won't start from scratch. You will have something that can be used to take care of yourself on an immediate basis, because you've also planned that, in case the environment is not auguring well for your continued stay, you may just need to start another life elsewhere. So you need to also have such a plan to make sure that, okay, as you are putting a lot of things here, you are also putting certain things outside the system that can trap it. So what are the 3 key questions? How quickly can we increase or multiply income? It's a reflection. It's a question that has to come out of your reflection. How frequently can you get to do this? You need to look at your personal situation, the situation of your business, to see how flexible, how adaptable it can lead to having more income. He said, how do we turn what we earn annually? Now, that's another challenge, because at any level, you can do more. So how do you turn what you earn annually? For instance, you are earning 200 million per annum, either from your formal employment or from your business. How do you turn it to something that you can earn per month? How do you turn it into something you can earn per day? How do you turn it into something you can earn per second, per week, or per minute? So you can realize that all this require some level of intelligent application that requires a lot of energy. And I said, look, the challenge here for us as women in Rotary is that we have the numbers. Is there something we can do together to improve our collective financial profile? I won't go too much into the questions for business, but if I share the slides and anybody wants to engage me on some of these questions, I would be willing to take them up. In conclusion, what is the ultimate guardrail for every one of us? You need to invest in income-generating assets that will ensure ceaseless cash flow into your coffers. And you have arrangements for maintenance income. The law of sowing and reaping is an ironclad law. If you mismanage your resources today, it's not a cause. There will be issues. There will be consequences that you cannot manage following that. So it is incompetence if you have no plan for your financial security. It is incompetence if you are not implementing that plan for financial security with discipline and attention. It is incompetence if you do not know what it will take you to win the fight for a quality present for yourself. So in conclusion, 5 basic things that nobody rises above. What you see. So what we see and how we see it is critical to our eventual result. What and how you think, as any man or woman thinks, so he will become. What are your thoughts around capturing financial value? What is the quality of your plan? To build a great life, one needs many things. A great plan is one of them. You must have a plan. If there is no plan, right now, you must evolve a plan. And if there is a plan already that you are implementing, how can you better that plan? What will be the quality of your commitment, knowing that creating that and capturing that financial value is not going to be child's play? Then the quality of discipline, can you stay to it? So for instance, I will give you an experience of a colleague. Since I knew him, when he has his income, he has allocated about 10 or 20% to giveaways, to what he calls charity. Anybody coming to meet him after that 20% is exhausted, he say, no, it's another month. And that is how he has been able to maintain some level of balance in what he gives and what he invests personally for himself. So creating and capturing financial value is all about how do you ensure a ceaseless flow of cash into your coffers at every point in time, whether per week, per month, per second, per day, or per year. On that note, I would like to wrap up my session or conversation this evening. Thank you. I'm open for other questions.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Just in one word, I'd like you to describe what you have gained from this session in one word. Can I just read some comments out loud, please? In one word, describe your takeaway, your take home before I now open. Okay, I feel you, my senior, Rotarian Sylvia. Okay, what is your takeaway before we go into question and answers? Somebody is on mute. Okay. Money, okay, make money, manage money, multiply money, my takeaway, explosive, insightful, okay? Any more? Thank you, Jessica. Whoa, thank you, okay? Now, it's time for question and answers. And I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, is it possible? I want to ask one question in the chat, just to test that we're listening, okay? The new roadmap. Thank you, Ajayi Olatubosun. Thank you. Okay. Fatima Hassan, surely financial security is certain with consistency, discipline, having multiple streams of income. Okay, wow, great. I joined late, but I much listened. Fantastic. Multiple streams of income. What year did our facilitator, Rotarian Olushaye, say that he caught the window of reviewing his finances? Who can tell me what year? What year? If you were listening, just drop it in the chat. What year? 35? Fantastic. Whoa, Fatima, you are really a star. Fatima Hassan, thank you so much. I wrote it down. Okay, and he talked about the 40-year window. What are the pillars he mentioned? What are the pillars he mentioned? Just to test that we're here. What are the pillars? He mentioned 2 critical pillars. What and how he thinks. No, those are critical things that we must do. He talked about 2 critical pillars before the 5 critical things that we must do. Who can mention? Alignment. Alignment, your circle income. He talked about self-audit. What's the second one? I've given you the expo. Self-audit. There's one he talked about again. Self-audit. Pay yourself. Cynthia was here. See, I'm clapping for you. Applaudisse, applaudisse. Fantabulous. Let's mention some of the 5 critical things, which was at the end of his slide, before I give the floor to you to respond to question. What are some of the 5 critical things? You are not the Messiah. I needed to hear that, and I'm sure a lot of us need to hear that. Okay? 5 critical things that he said we must see. Oh, I've talked about the expo, a little bit of the expo. What you think? Fantastic. What and how you think? Yes. More. I'm testing the boards. I'm testing. Okay. Any more? Okay, let me give you another expo. What we see. What and how you think. Who can mention the next 3? Yeah? Review your expenses. Okay. The next two is the quality of the plan, the quality of your commitment, and the quality of your discipline. I'll leave the floor now to ask you who has any question that you want to ask. Who is feeling, oh, can I still be able to achieve this? Have I missed my window? Sandra, okay, that was you. Rename yourself. Okay. Have I missed my window? Okay. Who has a question for Alpha? You must have a question. You must have a question. You must have a question. Who has a question? Who has a question, please? Let me feel that there's a question here that you need answer to. Raise your hand so I can unmute you. And I want to do something that ordinarily, as a Toastmasters, I do encourage it, because if it was a physical meeting, we would have gone around to shake each other. I'm going to do something that you will really enjoy. I just plead with you to wait for 5 minutes before you leave. I'll create a networking session in a breakout, and you can meet one person before you leave. Okay, somebody is unmuted again. Okay. Anybody with a question? Anybody with a question? Raise your hand if you have any questions. Anyway, Rotary and Olushaya, you see that you really impacted. Rotary and Olushaya, see, let me ask you this. I'm 50 years old.
Yes,
yeah. Please. I've just finished a beautiful program.
Okay.
About the boy child. I think I spoke with you about it.
Yes, please.
And we trained 5,600 boys, and
yes,
we had over 500 of them in a online, and we've been training them for 5 weeks. Yes, I think that Messiah complex really bugs me a lot.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, financial, yesterday, my caterer just said, because we had to beg her, please help us with the food. And says, I can't do it because everything is too expensive. She had cooked for one day. And the next thing, the money was not enough. And interestingly, one of my team members was able to reach out and got funding. Now the question bothers in. I'm 51. And my financial have depleted. I'm one of those foolish five foolish virgins. Yeah, that did not manage what they see, what and how they think, nor have a plan, the quality of a plan financially. Is it too late for me? And if I wanted to start, because I hear the beautiful things that you've done, you have insurance, you have, what did you call it now?
There are so many. I said, okay, foreign currency savings.
Exactly. So the question is, me, I've already fashioned the 40. You see?
So you are still.
Is it too late?
No, so this is it. Thank you so much for the question. That means you were really following my dilemma. Because if there is a 40-year window of work, and I would like everybody on this call to take this question, this point I want to make a bit to heart. I'm not trying to insult. The issue is this, and that is what will force us to reflect. If I have spent 40 years doing whatever it is that I am doing, and I have nothing to show for it, what is the value of my 40 years? What is the value? At the end of 40 years, I'll now end up in penury. I cannot afford a decent meal for myself. And if you think it's not possible, I will just tell you what I read about Mike Tyson in the year 2004, December, that somebody who is somewhere that he can hit. In fact, when they describe what he hits when he was a boxer, it's a far cry to what happened to him December 2004, where he could not afford a meal of $5,000 at all for himself, a normal meal. And I'm asking myself, for somebody who walked away with several hundreds of millions of dollars from boxing, to now find himself not able to afford a decent Christmas meal that is a no-no. So the question will always be that if at the end of 40 years of work, and it could be more, but whatever the period, you cannot take care of yourself, you cannot decide, wake up in the morning and say, look, I need to just go to the Barbados. I need to just go and relax or cool off somewhere. You can't afford it. You cannot finance it. Then one has wasted those 40 years. Now, Rotary Mercy, the only way you can answer that question is to say, what time have you delimited for yourself not to work again? Now, what I mean, not to work active, is not that you won't be keeping yourself busy, because the kind of thing you do, we will still continue to be in hot demand, because people like those who can impact, people like those who can share experiences and all of those things. But it's not every day of the week that you want to do it the way you probably, you would have scaled down your schedule and so many other things. So the question is, when? So 51 to when? Because in my own case, I only have 51 to 62, which means in the next 11 years, I must retire from active work life, so to speak. Now, I will retire to refire in some other platforms, but it will not be at the rate of what I'm doing currently. So for me, I have 11 years to consolidate, and that will take me to say, the business you are running, how have you structured it? Can you say to me, this is how much you make from the business yearly? Okay, if you do a 5-year summary, is it going up or going down? Now, if you look at your own allocated wages or salaries for yourself, how much is it? Have you been able to do an adjustment for upward increment or upward review? So these are the things that we will look at to now say, okay, what can you do with all the various options that are available for you? That even when you talk about real estate, it might be that you want to partner with Sujimoto. I'm not saying that in the line of what he's doing with Enugu, but we are talking of any developer. Are you able to partner with those who are currently managing Atlantic, what they call Atlantic and all? So it will be dependent on what leverage you have from your income and what temperament you have. What are the things that you think are suitable for you? So those are thoughts that, because I myself, the moment I identify the 3 areas that align with my profile of income, that aligned with my temperament, that aligned with my risk appetite, I just went to town and I integrated almost all the options. Whatever money I collect from here, I try to see how I can multiply it through this other platform and all of those. That's what I've been doing, and I want to tell you that question, what is happening to your income, that came in January, I have found an answer to it. I found an answer to it last month. So those are the kinds of excitement or exciting adventures that I've seen or experienced in the course of the 15 years when I took charge, of my future and my income. So I don't know if I have been able to.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 2 questions together, then we'll round up because we are way ahead of time. Now, Cynthia, please, I'm going to unmute you. I don't know if you want to share your video so I can pin you as well. Kindly unmute, then I'll take Rotarian Fatima Hassan. Rotarian Cynthia Ekweme, are you able to share your screen?
How do I do this? So
just press the video. But if you cannot, just ask the question away. And I want to do something that I want you to leave here today. I know that your network determines your net worth. A lot of us Rotarian, we're so much in a hurry. When we go to function and it's a noisy party environment, you really don't get to really network. So I'm going to do something as a Toastmasters and get you here to do it. For 5 minutes, I'll do a breakout, go into the breakout room, network with 2-3 people, and we come back and reconvene. I did tell the chair, please, I just thought about it off the curve. But I tell you, there will be a lot of value for you on the call. We have 73 high net worth individuals that are on this call, because what you don't realize is for you to be a Rotarian, It means you are a high net worth individual. So Rotarian Cynthia, please, you have the floor. Ask the question. And Rotarian Fatima Hassan, please ask the question. Thank you so much for the answer. Rotarian Cynthia, are you there?
Okay, yes. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you so much. This has been very, very impactful. Okay, just a very quick one. I'm very glad you mentioned so many options in increasing income, but then there is always this fear, knowing fully well where we are. You want to do some investment and you are scared what will be the outcome and all of that. I will give you an instance. A few years ago, I had to use my cooperative to get a plot of land somewhere. And then after about a year, it was actually taken from me by the Omonile, I lost that completely. That was years ago before I got into, because I'm into real estate now. Now, I know there are so many other people who have this fear. I'm into real estate and I know what I hear every day. You talk to people about investment and this is the things you get to hear. How do we tackle this fear, about investment in this country, knowing fully well that there's always a loophole somewhere where you can easily lose your investment?
So, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Please, let's take the two questions together because we're running out of time.
Okay.
Rotarian Fatima Hassan, please. And there's another question that is in the group. Okay, how do I overcome fear or confusion when making financial decision? How do I create a realistic budget I can actually stick to? Like two questions in one. Then there's another question in the chat. It says, if I am in a business with my spouse, and at the end of the day, he sent and removed my name as one of the director without consent, what can I do, sir? I think that's more of a legal conversation, but you can answer all of this question in one breath. Fatima, please, you have the floor.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so my question is, let me try to not make it large. In 2006, I went for a seminar where we talked about the 5 stream of incomes, packaging, branding, and the likes. And majority of people who know me will say that I post a lot of businesses I do. And then somebody reached out to me one day and said, the only way I can make way is if I just focus on one business rather than putting my foot in different businesses. But I know in Nigeria right now, you can't actually make a living, or you can't have the kind of life you want to live if you're only depending on one stream of income. And so the question is, how do one perfect working, having so many businesses and managing your profit, or collecting your profit together and using that to align what you spend, how you spend, and how you save to be able to have a standard financial security? Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Let me start with you, Rotarian Hassan, because it means that you have multiple lines of businesses that you do. I would say that it's always very important to match. There's what is called matching concept in accounting. Each of those lines of businesses or services, you need to create separate accounts for them. And you need to account for your expenses and your income from them separately. Now, money is fungible, but in your books, there should be separation. In which case, you will know the loss-making line of business, and you will know the ones that are actually giving you the profit. Then you need to, I forgot to mention that, because when majority of us, we don't do an annualized expenditure profile, in which case, what does it cost to maintain you annually? If you ask some people now, they cannot put a number. I am able to put a number to it and say to myself that my accretion, my returns from the different investment that I do they help me to manage my annual living costs? Have they reached the level whereby I can say no issue? Because one of the other things that is important is that when you know your total cost of living as against your primary source of income or your income from other sources, it helps you to have a better understanding of what your goal for income generation should be year on year. So I would say to you that that level of self-auditing, that level of analysis is first and foremost important. To now say, okay, what, because of all these lines that you are doing, what exactly, on what income can you safely put yourself? And what can you set aside for further capital investment? Because it's a law of growth. It's a law of sowing and reaping. Where do you put this money to make it be working for you? Because there are so many things I can say about the money working for you. Because you get to a point where you now begin to operate under what is called the law of compounding. So how are you compounding, the investment you are making? So that is very crucial. And you and I are probably within the same age range. So you might be saying to yourself that, look, let me even give to myself max another 20 years to consolidate on what I can earn actively and what I can compound for myself. So that is what I would say to you. You need to do that analysis. You understand? And we can always see, we know each other. We can always see and sit down and get this thing done and sorted it out and be sure that, okay, this is how to now reposition those lines of businesses against FY26. I mean, when I say, I'm very sorry, I'm using financial year against the year, calendar year 2026, as the case may be. Now, on the issue of the real estate, look, not you should know by now that investments can go bad. And that's why I said that I have attacked the options. There are so many, but I have attacked the options that are aligned to my personal income profile, that are aligned to my temperament, and that are aligned to my risk appetite. There are those who are very aggressive. There are those who are very moderate. There are, the way the classifications are done. So I will say to you that there is no way anybody can guarantee to you that there will not be those incidents of where you do one thing and you suffer some losses and all of those things. However, it beats doing something, beats not doing anything because of fear. No. So you must just pitch your tent around those things that feel safe for you to go into. Unfortunately, I want to say I'm sorry for the experience with your cooperative. Like I said to you, also in a cooperative. We have some plots of land that we have bought. Incidentally, we bought it from a soldier. So we didn't get, we have not seen Omonile going to harass the general. We call him the general. So maybe that is the added security that we are having on our holding. But the reality is that we don't have that kind of problem. Nobody has come to hijack the land from us. So again, who is the other party? Who are we buying from? And all of those things could also, and now quickly, because some people bought some plots of land just because, let me just hold something. They didn't even have anything to quickly develop it. And like people say, it could also be a speculative purchase. There are the ones that we bought, it was for land banking. We are waiting for when the price is going to be right and we want to resell so that we can improve our take from the cooperative as the case may be. So that is the plan, essentially. Now, in relation to the Rotarian that mentioned the fact that the husband has changed her from being a director or shareholder. It's important to know further details about that, because if you have not put any money, the majority of us, what we do at the beginning of some businesses is that, look, you need two people. So you just put your spouse. It might not be that the spouse contributed any money into the matter. So when the business has now grown, you might decide that, okay, for proper governance, and don't also forget, at times, we are being romantic when we suggest you. Maybe over time, before the business grows, the romantic language is already changing. in which case either you have become complacent or you are not impressing the man the way you used to impress him and all of that, or maybe it's also the other way around or something of that nature. There can be a number of undercurrent in what has changed in your relationship that will make the man go forward to say that, look, let me change you from being the shareholder or director in the company and all of those. But if you have not put any equity in that business, then it's gratuitous. Then it can be changed at any point in time. But of course, you can seek further legal advice on that particular point. But I don't look when it comes to family business, I think we need to just tread carefully and to say, look, which one is more important to you, being a director or being the wife or the mother of your children within a stable marriage? So, but if you want to go your way, of course, that is not a big
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, can we just applaud him? Can we applaud him very quickly? We're rounding up now. Please, I want to do something that is valuable to you, that you are on this webinar. I want you to leave and know that you have met one person. We didn't just talk at you. I want you to talk with yourself and network. Let me give you 1 minute, all of you. Copy your LinkedIn profile. I want you to start connecting with one another. One thing we're not doing as Rotarian is actually connecting. I'm not talking about the party, the social gathering. We're missing a lot of value of not connecting with one another. Copy the LinkedIn, your LinkedIn URL. I give you 1 minute. Drop it in the group. Click on the link. Connect with one person today. Make sure you connect. Make sure you expand your network beyond just Rotary meeting. The reason a lot of us are feeling burnt out from Rotary, just functions, just partying, is because we're not really converting. So please, I think it's more better for separate business, not the same spouse. Okay, thank you, Rotarian Joycey. Please connect, drop your LinkedIn URL. If you can remember, just make sure you copy the link, but that is mine. Connect with me. I'm happy to connect with everybody. And that being said, I promised you something before we leave. I'll call the chairman to come and give a closing remark before you go in. It will be for 5 minutes. Many times when I do this, people don't take action. Then 2 minutes into 5 minutes, they start acting and say, oh, it's too short, it's too short. You have the same time to network, and I made sure it's 5. So within 5 minutes, you would have got to know someone and know that there's value. I'm sure there's value from what you have gathered. Please let me call on our chair to give our closing remark, then I send you off to networking. But I have a question that I want to ask you, everybody. What are other things that are something that are bothering on women? We have talked about finances today. What do you think we should talk about next? We're contemplating on talking about sex and conversation around this. Is this something that would be exciting for you? Fatima, fantastic. I'm going to connect with you right away. Please drop your LinkedIn URL. I mean it. Connect. You don't understand the value. I'm a tech person, and that's why I'm encouraging you to do that. Now, what other subject would you like us to talk about? Would you like to talk about any other subject, or would you like to talk about the sex and what health, menopause? I love that. Anybody? Quick. Let's see your responses. Menopause. Okay. Am I seeing something there? Jessica, are you seeing something there? Can you see what I'm seeing? I love these people when they act. This is how you act, you know. Not all of us are married, nor have an active sexual life. Make we no come here with you.
Is Fatima Tiwa Savage now? Maybe we should talk on journey to celibacy.
Okay. Oh God. They said they play. Not all of us are married or have an active life. We are waiting to make us wake up. My chairperson, are you on the call? I'm so proud of you guys. Over 74 people waited consistently till. So I see menopause, sex, fertility, and birthing. Jessica, you see something I'm seeing, the consistency here? That's why you have to ask people, what do they want to hear and not what we want to offer them. So the breakout room is going to be open, but before it opens, please let me call on my chairperson for a closing remark. Then we now go into... Yes, ma'am?
Yeah.
My chair.
Yes, Mr. Messi. It's been a very awesome day. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes, it's been an awesome day. It's so refreshing. A very big thank you to our guest speaker, Rotary Yarowolu. You are awesome, sir. Thank you so very much for your time, for your lecture, for everything you have taught us today. And I'm sure that quite a number of us are going to pick one or two things to work on and better our financial status as it concerns each and every one of us. I am so happy that we have a lot of women and men on this platform that joined this webinar. Is very, very encouraging. Like Mercy said earlier on, that we're looking because we want to make this webinar a monthly thing, not the regular Rotary stuff. We want to come on board, talk to ourselves about one thing or the other, talk about sex, talk about the home front, talk about our children, talk about so many things that affect us as women, as people, as a whole. So I really want to say a very big thank you to our DG for bringing forth this topic to be spoken about through Rotary and Yarowolu. Thank you very much, our DG. And we are promising you from the stables of women in Rotary that we are going to give this the support throughout this Rotary year. And other years to come by the special grace of God. For the women and men on board this evening, I want to say a very big thank you. You guys are awesome. And I pray that God is in His infinite mercy will continue to bless us as we serve humanity. Thank you so much. I love you all. Have a very pleasant weekend.
Thank you, my chair. My chair, so what is the feedback for me? I'd like to hear, what are your feedback? How would you evaluate me as your facilitator for today? Please, I want you all to network. Ma?
Yes, give it from 1 to 10. I will say I will give you 8.
Yay! I passed.
Thank you so much. You are awesome too. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Is
And I pray
networking
that we
fine?
continue to grow from greater heights to greater heights.
Thank
and
you
I pray
so
for all
much,
of us that whatever we lay our hands on, God will prosper it.
Thank you, ma'am. Please do not leave. Rotary Olushaya, don't leave. Let somebody get to meet you beyond just being a facilitator. I'm going to create a breakout room now. I want you to go into the breakout room and network for 5 minutes, as we call it a wrap. Go into the breakout room, meet someone, talk about them, yourself, get to know them beyond just, oh, hi from afar, or dancing on Rotary stage. Please network. There's always value with this thing that I do. I promise you. Thank you so much for your feedback. Thank you. I see Yinka Oseni. Is that my fellow classmate? Yinka Oseni. Please go into the breakout room for 5 minutes. I'm going to start the timer now. Enter. You will see the tick, tick, tick on the screen. Just accept and go in. Network, network, network. Network with everybody. Network. Let's network, please. Let's start networking. Let the networking begin. I'm seeing some people not going in. Then you say the time is short. Start networking. Yes, I see a lot of people going in. Yes, I'm so happy. Okay, thank God somebody else is in that room. Please, let's network. Let's network. Just accept the invitation. Okay, let me unmute everyone just in case you're not able to. Let me see participants. I'm going to unmute all. Please unmute if you are struggling. Okay, just unmute yourself, okay? And let me know. Please going into the breakout room, 5 minutes. I'm going to start the timer. I always miss out on this, but I see the value of doing it for people. I think everybody is in that breakout room. Yes. Let's network. Ah, I love this. Who are the people that have not gone in? Okay, fantastic. Please go and network. You can't really network here. Please join the network room and network. If you're having struggle, let me know. I will try to do that. Let me put my timer on, please. For some of you here, you don't want to go and network with people. Click on the network, the sign and join. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any issues? Unable to network? Nobody in this room.
I'm only seeing myself anyway.
I'm relocating a lot of people, so
I cannot locate anyone.
no, you have to accept the invitation. You've got to accept it.
All right.
Yes, please.
Hi, Rotary and Mercy. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. I did join the breakout section, but nobody is there or nobody's talking.
Which group were you? Do you know?
Group 2.
Okay, some people have gone into group 2 now. Okay. I'm relocating a lot of people that are not going into breakout rooms. So who was speaking now?
This is a Kaite. I am Eka.
Okay, group 2. I am Eka.
Same
Okay,
thing with group 8.
I've moved you. So group
Okay,
8,
thank you.
nobody is there.
Yes.
Let's see. I've moved you. I've moved everybody in group 8. Go and network with other people.
Okay.
Yes. I've collapsed group 8. Which other group? I see other groups that have been network here. So Chika, they are meeting themselves. My international MC. Thank you, Sandra. Okay, guys, please, let's network. I see group 10, they've been chatting and just having a good time. Anybody that doesn't do this, they've missed out. So let me move this person to group 13. Is group 13 active? Yep. Okay. Group 12. Even the chair is there, you know. Just network. Okay, there are 2 people active there. Group 4, nobody is active. Wow. Let me move you to 7. Are there people in 7? Yes, 7 is active. Okay. Abby, 6. Are there people in 6? 6 is buzzing. Okay, for the 12 of you, okay, let's get to know you if you don't want to go into the networking room. My name is Mercy. I'm a tech professional. I just want to see people win. That's just my life mantra. So let's get to know you. But I recommend going to the smaller room so that I can network with somebody and make good relationships. It comes free. I'm going to be busy doing this. In the next, how many minutes more to go? We're going to be wrapping up. Oh, wow. Let me announce 1 minute more. Oh, Fatima, you were left alone there. Not nice.
I'm going to leave you, my darling sister. I have another meeting at 6 o'clock. Nice to see your beautiful face. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. I appreciate
You are welcome,
you.
my darling sister. Love you.
Thank
I'll see you again.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Okay, bye-bye, ma. Bye.
Okay. Time is up. I'm sure they will come back and say, it was short. It was short. But they gave me work to do. Anyway, this was fun.
It wasn't short, too. But it was a nice one.
Thank you. Thank you. Every time I do it, I know there's always value to people.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Mercy, our coordinator, well done.
Oh,
you got your flowers. Rotary Mercy, did you get your flowers?
I'm so proud of you.
You didn't get your flowers. You didn't get the hugs. You didn't get the hugs.
Only Mercy can pull this. Well done.
All the kisses. What about the kisses?
Take mine from here. Nyum, 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 nyum.
Mercy,
how was the experience?
Off MCSS.
Had a nice time at our breakout.
Yay! So we produced the good ones.
How was the experience? Anybody wants to share? Anybody?
He didn't allow us to finish enjoying ourselves.
Rotary Money is saying she's very young. Rotary Money
is
saying she's very young and she's enjoying herself. I said, what is her age?
My life to the fullest. I don't want to wait till I get to 80. See, you have to enjoy your life. You don't say because you have to enjoy your life when you are alive, when you are young. So, madam, I was saying that it just took words out of our mouth. We are enjoying our conversation in our group. And
Is that Rotary?
Are you sure this conversation?
Yeah, my superwoman, Rotary is greeting you.
Oh, like, hi.
Thank you so much
for
that exciting presentation.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I appreciate. Somebody is calling my name.
Rotary Hassan,
my name is Sylvia Abdallah. Thank you for that exciting presentation.
Rotary Jessica, thank you so much for the opportunity to network. Thank you so much.
Fatima, I can see you, my secretary.
The original United President, I greet you. The original United President, I greet you.
Yes. Anyway, I promise you, would you be around for the next webinar?
When is it happening?
I won't miss it for the world.
Okay,
when is it happening?
We'll be there live.
We will share the flyer. So I'm excited that you had a good time. I'm excited for this because you will remember that networking and it will solidify your learning. So please invite a friend and invite a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. See you next month.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Chairperson, thank you, ma. Mommy.
Well done, ma.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. You are wonderful.
Yes, mama.
You guys are wonderful. Thank you very much. I love you all. I love you all with the love of God. Thank you so very much. I want to beg you all to please join us on the 14th of October for the Girl Child event we'll be having by the special grace of God. Everybody will be, the players will come out and you'll see it. Thank you very much. The ladies man. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Bye. We all love you.
Adeshola Adeyemi, thank you.
Nora K,
Yes,
thank you.
ma. Thank
Rotary
you.
Dr.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Rotary Josie, thank you. This number, I don't know. Pumizisu, thank you. Abby is my sister. Thank you very much. Adetitu Arusi Solo.
Have a
Mommy
wonderful rest
worldwide.
of the day.
Mommy worldwide.
Prince Odili, oh, awesome. Mr. Sola Adeosun, thank you. Rotary Henacho, thank you. Our own Silva Abdullah, we say thank you to you all. You guys are awesome. Prince Odili, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
my
you,
chair.
ma'am.
Thank
You're
you.
a
Thank
fantastic
you.
leader, my chair.
You are
Thank you,
awesome.
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
My chair, you're a wonderful leader. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, 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 bye.
Who else?
Bye,
Yeah.
man.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you all. God bless you. Have a lovely weekend. Bye. Laura K, bye-bye you.
Mama, bye-bye, ma. Love you,
Bye.
mommy.
Love you.
Oh my God.
Bye-bye.
Oh.